अथ एकादशोऽध्यायः। अर्जुन उवाच मदनुग्रहाय परमम् गुह्यमध्यात्मसंज्ञितम् यत्त्वयोक्तम् वचस्तेन मोहोऽयं विगतो मम। अर्जुन उवाच मदनुग्रहाय परमम् गुह्यमध्यात्मसंज्ञितम् यद्वयोक्तम् वचस्तेन मोहोऽयं विगतो मम। भवाप्ययौ हि भूतानां श्रुतौ विस्तरशो मया त्वत्तः कमलपत्राक्ष माहात्म्यमपि चाव्ययम्। एवमेतद्यथार्थत्वम् आत्मानं परमेश्वर द्रष्टुमिच्छामि ते रूपम् ऐश्वरं पुरुषोत्तम। मन्यसे यदि तच्छक्यम् मया द्रष्टुमिति प्रभो योगेश्वर ततो मे त्वम् दर्शयात्मानमव्ययम्। श्रीभगवानुवाच पश्य मे पार्थरूपाणि शतशोऽथसहस्रशः नानाविधानि दिव्यानि नानावर्णाकृतीनि च। पश्यादित्यान् वसून् रुद्रान् अश्विनौ मरुतस्तथा बहून्यदृष्टपूर्वाणि पश्याश्चर्याणि भारत। इहैकस्थं जगत्कृत्स्नम् पश्याद्य सचराचरम्। मम देहे गुडाकेश यच्चान्यद्द्रष्टुमिच्छसि न तु मां शक्यसे द्रष्टुम् अनेनैव स्वचक्षुषा। दिव्यं ददामि ते चक्षुः पश्य मे योगमैश्वरम्। सञ्जय उवाच एवमुक्त्वा ततो राजन् महायोगेश्वरो हरिः दर्शयामास पार्थाय परमं रूपमैश्वरम्। अनेकवक्त्रनयनम् अनेकाद्भुतदर्शनम् अनेकदिव्याभरणम् दिव्यानेकोद्यतायुधम्। ॐ सहना भवतु सहनौ भुनक्तु सह वीर्यङ्करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै। ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः। We finished up to chapter 10 and we are entering into chapter 11. Chapter 11, Vishwarupa Darshana Yoga. The yoga of the vision of the cosmic vision. You see the cosmic vision. We'll go to see whatever it is. The basic fundamental knowledge is Tattvamasi. You are that is the knowledge. We may not understand it. We may not even be closer to it. that doesn't make any difference. You may not understand that there is this thing called gravity, but it makes no difference to the gravity. Similarly, Tattvamasi, you are that. You may say, I don't understand it, I don't believe in it, or I don't trust it. It doesn't make any difference. The truth is that Tattvam, see, you are, that is the truth. You are, that means you are that. This Tattvamasi is 18 chapters of Bhagavad Gita. This Tattvamasi is what is described in the 18 chapters of Bhagavad Gita, is to explain these three words, Tattvam Asi. That you are. Tattvamasi, if you translate it literally, that you are. English language, it looks very, very weird, isn't it? You don't say that you are, I don't know what grammar it will, I don't know whether it is, which grammar it will fall under, to say that you are. So you have to rearrange it as you are that. That 18 chapters of Bhagavad Gita is always divided into these three set of 6 chapters each. The first 6, the middle 6, the last 6. The first 6 is about Tvam, you. The middle 6 is about Tat, that. The last 6 is the Aikyam, the Jnana Yoga, the Jnana Yoga, the values, the sadhana, satushtya, all that comes there. The last 6, the Aikyam. So 18 chapters is divided into three set. In the first 6, since the discussion is on you, the entire focus on the first 6 chapters would be the nature of Jiva, Karma Yoga, and glorifying human effort. Again, the first 6 chapters will talk about you, the Jiva Swarupam. Obviously, whenever we talk about you have to be glorified, no? That's what you like, isn't it? So whenever you are talked, will you like to hear the negativities about you? You will like to hear the good things about you. So what he does in the first 6 chapters, he talks about he glorifies the human effort. Purusha Prayatnaha, Karma Yoga. So he glorifies the human effort by saying it is only human effort and nothing else exists. Nothing else matters. It's just effort. Forget there is no God, there is no grace, there is no Ishvara, there is no nothing. It's all only your effort. So, but the end of the 6th chapter, the human being is so puffed up. Because he's in the conviction what? It's all done by me. It's all done by me. Udared atmanatmanam atmanam udared. Lift yourself by yourself. Raise yourself by yourself. This you do, the yajna you do. What all he speaks. Seventh chapter, he changed the gear. From Tvam, the discussion moved on to Tat, that. So from chapter 7, we saw a change in the direction, where he started talking about God a lot. The first 6 chapters, the discussion about God will not be there. From chapter 7 till chapter 12, you will find discussion about God a lot. So it means what? If Jiva Swarupam was spoken in the first 6, obviously in the middle 6, he has to speak about Ishvara Swarupam. So he speaks about the God there. He speaks about God a lot. Obviously, when you are talking about God, you can't say effort to God, no? So from prayatna, the word will shift to upasana. So it is Ishvara Swarupam and Ishvara Upasana. Upasana is that very, very purely technical word is Upasana. The layperson's word is Bhakti. The layperson's word is Bhakti. Technical word is Upasana. And the technical word Upasana is better because it, it tells you very clearly that Upasana means it takes you nearer. Upasana. It takes you nearer and make you sit in front of the. It will take you closer to God and it will make you sit in front of God. Adha upasana. Obviously, what follows is Ishvara grace, Ishvara kripa. So when prayatna, effort is glorified in the first six, the importance of grace is established in the middle six. Grace is there always. You have to attract it by your effort. You don't make an effort for grace. Your effort will attract the grace. So the Purusha Prayatna, the Karma Yoga, etc., you have done rightly so that you are qualified to attract the divine grace. Ishvara Kripa. Kripa means grace. The God's grace is not selective. He is not going, he or she, I don't know whether it is he or she or it, whatever it is not going to give the grace selectively. It's there. But for you to receive it, you have to tune in. It's there all the time, but you have to tune in. The tuning in is Karma Yoga. The tuning in is Karma Yoga. Now, without the Karma Yoga tuning in, you cannot receive. You can go and sit in front of some form thinking that you are in front of God, but no kripa, no grace comes. How do you know that? How do you know that? The person convinced about grace. Again, a human being convinced about grace means that person will know no misery, that person will know no anguish, that person will know no fear. These are all the indicators of you are tuning to receive the grace. Means you will be, first thing, there will be fearlessness. What will you fear? Because you are protected. You are fearing now because you think you are unprotected, and how much ever effort you make to protect yourself, that effort is not enough to protect yourself. Therefore, what do? You are all the time in fear. Ishvara Kripa, grace means, how do you know that you have tuned in? How do you know that the grace is showering on you? Fearlessness will be there. You will not have any insecurity will not be there. Because you know the grace is there. No, there is something that is protecting you, there is something that is all that he explained. Chapter 7, he spoke about the God. What is the relationship of God with the world? Material cause. Again, don't get irritated now. Clear? Material cause, instrumental cause, efficient cause, all that he spoke. And then he said, God is the supporter. God is the supporter. God supports the world. And this word supporter is the most misunderstood word. Okay. You are sitting on the chair, right? Or you are sitting on the floor, doesn't matter. If you are sitting on the chair, you are supported by the chair. So the chair is the supporter. You are that which is supported. It means there is a duality. The supporter and the supported is not the same. Therefore, all understanding of God revolves around this. What is this? We believe that Like the chair supports you, God supports the world. It means God and world are two separate entities. First thing that he wants to remove the misunderstanding is what? It is not like the chair supporting you, God is supporting the world. How does God support the world? Example. How does God support the world? Water support the waves. There is an implied duality. There is supposed to be a duality, but implied is one and the same. Gold support the ornaments. Clay support the pot. Are you able to understand the difference? The chair supporting you versus gold supporting the ornaments. What is the difference? In the chair supporting you, you and chair are eternally separate only. Do you become the chair? Or has the chair become you? Correct? Huh? Uh-huh. The word supporter is not like somebody from outside supporting you. It is the gold that has converted itself into a form and supports the ornament as it were. In fact, supporter is as it were. What is the real word that you have to use? What is the proper word you have to use? Gold supports the ornament. It's okay to say, but then on deeper understanding, what you should say, it is not the gold supporting the ornament. The gold has become the ornament. Correct? Huh? Ramakrishna Paramahamsa says, how does the thief see everything? The thief will not see Nama Rupa, he says. The thief trying to steal gold will not see Nama Rupa. He will not say, I am stealing bangle, I am stealing earring. He will not say all that. Even though he may be stealing earring, he may be stealing bangle, he may be stealing necklace. What is he seeing? Gold. What is he seeing? Gold. 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 What is he seeing? Gold. So, but you don't say gold. You will say bangle. You will say earring. You will say nose ring. You will say chain. You don't say gold. But when you say earring, what is implied in that? It is gold that is appearing as the earring. When you say nose ring, it is gold that is appearing as nose ring. When you say chain, it is gold appearing as the chain. This is how God supports the world. Now what you should say, if you have understood this, what you should say, God is not supporting the world. What you should say? God has become the world. God is the world. God has become the world. God is the world. And then Krishna will come and give one knock at your head when you say this. He will not appreciate. He will give one knock at your head. Reverse it. Don't say God has become the world. Say world is part of God. Don't say God has become the world. What you should say? What you should say rightly. That is why 7th chapter and 9th chapter. World is in me. I am in the world. The world is not in me. I am not in the world. This is Ishvara Swarupam, Ishvara relationship with the world. All that we have studied. I'm not going into the details of all that. All that we have studied. Having heard all that, Arjuna asked, Tell me your vibhutis. Tell me your glories. Glories means what? Glories means what? Manifestations. Tell me where all gold is present in. Tell me in what all ornaments gold is present. Another question. What is Arjuna's question? Tell me in what all pots clay is present. That is the question. Tell me where all God is present. What is the answer? There is no place where there is no God. Ingada, we have a problem. This is where we have a problem, which we are trying to address in chapter 11 and 12. Sir, intellectually I understand everything is God, but that emotionally hatred and all won't go, sir. These people, these are all not God. It means what? Are you able to follow now the problem? The problem is we all appreciate it intellectually. Before the class, hatred is very clear. In the class, Brahman is everywhere is very clear. After the class, what is clear again? Hatred is clear. Looking at us, Krishna is confused. What kind of jantus are you all? What kind of species you all belong to? Where you all have? Where did you come? That split between what you know and what you are. There is a split. Remember this. There is always a split between what you know and what you are. Krishna is not concerned about what you know. Krishna is concerned about what you are. In Bhagavad Gita, we are not concerned about what you know. It's about what you are. The Guru is never concerned about what you know. That's why you want appreciation from the Guru by showing off what all you know. The Guru says nothing. Raj, correct? Guru says nothing. Why? Because there is always a gap between what you know and what you are. What you know is the words. What you know is the words. What you know is a appreciation of the words. The words and the appreciation of the words doesn't change you. Doesn't change you. You follow? Why this split? Why this split? And how to address this split? That also we have to discuss. Now, first of all, we should realize that there is a split. That's why people say, sir, Vedanta understanding and all is very easy, sir, but practicing that difficult. Just as I have understood, sir, all ornaments are made up of gold only, but some ornaments are pitala, sir. Some ornaments are aluminium. Some ornaments are made up of this only, sir. Not all ornaments are made up of gold. Even though I can intellectually understand all ornaments are made up of gold. You're able to follow the difference. That's where we have the problem. If I understand everything is God, how can there be any hatred towards anything after? How can you have hatred towards anything after that? But we all have legitimate reasons for hatred. Everybody has a legitimate reason. That what you call as a legitimate reason is your insanity. What you call as a legitimate reason for your hatred is your insanity, that is. How to get out of it? Some practices is going to give. Actually, the virtues and the values that you can practice is going to come at the End of the 12th chapter. 35 qualities. I'm so scared to get into the 12th chapter only. Yeah. 35 qualities. ஒரு குவாலிட்டிக்கு ஒரு கிளாஸ் எடுத்தா கூட 35. என்னைக்கு ஐ ஃபினிஷ் த 12th சாப்டர் ஐம் திங்கிங் 12th விட்டுட்டு அப்படியே 14th போயிடலாமான்னு பார்க்குறேன். இல்லையா? From 11th we can jump off to 14th straight away. So many values, so many virtues he gives to practice. Why? Because there is always a gap between what you know and what you are. First thing. Second thing is, doing will never bring a transformation. Second thing, that is the two things that you have to understand. One is the gap between what you know and what you are. Second thing that you have to understand is doing will not change your being. You can do acts of charity and not be charitable at all. Again, you can do acts of charity and not be charitable at all. You can be very affectionate in your actions. You can be very loving and affectionate in your actions and not know what love is. It's possible. In fact, look at every one of you. Look at the entire humanity. This is what it is. In Vedanta, we try to reverse it. Are you able to follow? Doing can become a habit. You can develop some habits. Doing can become a habit. And we all want to develop habits. Why? Why we all want to develop habits? Because once you developed it as a habit, awareness is no more required after that. Awareness is not required after, because autopilot, sir. Automatic பண்ணினே இருக்கலாம், isn't it? We all try to do things and gain an expertise, a skill. We want a skill, we want an expertise, we want all that. Why? So that when you are doing, you don't have to be aware. Like you can wake up in the morning without awareness. You can fold your bed. Without awareness, you can brush your teeth. Without awareness, you can shower. Without awareness, you can drive to your office without running over anybody. Without awareness, you can work in the office. Without awareness, you can come back. Without awareness, you can go back to sleep also. Correct? This is the life of human beings. And this life, we want to do it like that. Why? So that we need not have awareness. Knowledge implies awareness. Awareness of what? The gap between what you know and what you are reduces. Knowledge means the awareness of what you know and what you are. The human mind develops the greed. As soon as I know, why can't I transform? First class you come and hear Tattvamasi elaborated so well. Why don't you walk out of the class saying Aham Brahmasmi? You should do like that. No, isn't it? So what do? We believe if I listen more and more and more, if I hear more and more and more, or if I read 10 other extra books, I can understand. What Krishna is saying? No. There is the difficulty. What is the difficulty? The knowledge, the intellect understands one thing. The mind and the emotions are elsewhere. Either split. All, if not all human beings, most of the new human beings are split personality only. Split personality and the manageable, socially acceptable level is இருக்கிறதுனால we all have a certification that we are sane. We are all certified. Actually, we self-certify we are sane. ஏன்னா split personality manageable proportion இருக்குது, அவ்வளவுதான், isn't it? அதே கொஞ்சம் ப்ரொபோர்ஷன் எக்ஸ்ட்ரா ஆச்சுனாக்க தான் ஓ திஸ் பர்சன் இஸ் நாட் doing well. So nobody is doing well. Why? Because what you know and what you are is a huge gap, and a human being is not even aware of it. They are not even aware of it. The Vibhuti Yoga and Vishwarupa Darshana Yoga is an attempt to bridge this gap. It's a very, very beautiful chapter. எல்லா சாப்டரும் அப்படிதான் சொல்றோம், அது வேற விஷயம். Isn't it? Very beautiful attempt he makes. Why? To who doesn't intellectually appreciate in this class that desire is the devil? Does anybody in this classroom have a doubt about it? Huh? Does anybody in this classroom have a doubt about it? இதுதான் split personality. This is the definition of split personality. Because what you should say, sir, I still doubt it, you should say. I still doubt desire is not that much of a devil. If you say, na, one day chances are that the gap can get narrowed very fast. Again, I repeat, if you say, no, this gold and ornament and this and that, reality is not like that. If you have that, chances of knowing it is, chances of bridging the gap is faster. Are you able to follow? Because we say, the moment you see everything is God, how can you have hatred? Isn't it? How can you have hatred? No, sir. God is only in Ayodhya, nakadam problem, isn't it? If God is in Ayodhya, na, obviously who will be in Karachi and Lahore? எங்க பார்ப்பாங்க? கராச்சியில யார் இருக்கிறாங்க? கராச்சிலையும் லாகூர்லயும் இஃப் காட் இஸ் இன் அயோத்தியானா கராச்சியில யார் இருக்கிறாங்க? பிஓகேல யார் இருக்கிறாங்க? பிஓகேனா பாகிஸ்தான் ஆக்கியபைடு காஷ்மீரா? அவன் இந்தியன் ஆக்கியபைடு காஷ்மீர் அவன் சொல்றான். காட் ஒன்லி நோஸ் ஹூஸ் ஆக்கியபைங். மேட்னஸ் இட் இஸ். காட் வில் சே போத் ஆஃப் யூ ஆர் mad. அவ்வளவுதான். both are mad. You say Pakistan occupied Kashmir and then follow India. So how can divine and all be here, sir? Correct? How can divine and all be here? That is one problem we have. Yeah. The human mind knows how to make politics. Human mind and politics. Yeah, it will know how to make politics all the time. If you don't make politics, you will make it a moral dilemma now. Now you will bring in morality to justify your hatred. Either you will bring in politics to justify your hatred, or you will bring in morality to justify your hatred. What is morality justifying hatred? But rapist and terrorism and all has to be, how can you see them as divine? They have to be punished, no? Are you able to follow? Your hatred has two reasons. What are the two reasons? Either you are political or you bring in morality. Even political hatred is manageable. This morality hatred is obnoxious. It is the hatred that springs from morality is obnoxious. It is so obnoxious. You understand, no? So it's stinking. It is. That is the gap between what you know and what you are. Now, what is he trying to do? If this gap has to change, what you should learn to do? Somebody is provoking you. Who's that? Somebody is provoking you. Who is that? It's me. He has said already, no. Somebody is provoking you. Who is that person who is provoking you? What all you have to get angry? Who you should get angry at? God. Because he's saying it's me. No. Somebody is provoking you. Who is that? It's me. So, who are you hating? Who are you hating? On the one hand, you say, I am devoted to God. And on the other side, you hate God. You don't know what you are. This is called split. This is called the split. You follow what I'm saying? Arjuna is going to ask a question. இதெல்லாம் ஏன் சொல்றோம்னா சாப்டர் 11 ஒரு கொஸ்டின் கேட்க போறாரு அவர். அதுக்கெல்லாம் இவ்வளோ ப்ரிப்பரேஷன் இஸ் டு ஜஸ்டிஃபை why he is asking that question, especially in the context of chapter 10 last verse and chapter 11 question. You follow? Oh, now I'll tell you how you should study Bhagavad Gita. Bhagavad Gita படிக்கும்போது ஓம் தத்சத் इति श्रीमद्भगवद्गीतासु उपनिषत्सु ब्रह्मविद्यायां योगशास्त्रे कृष्णार्जुनसंवादे विभूतियोगो नाम दशमोऽध्यायः. 10th chapter is over. So you think it's a new chapter? No. So when you go to the next chapter, what will you read? And the episode over? New season. It's a continuity. So whenever, whatever questions you ask, you should know how to connect it to, you should know how he concluded the previous, and then the question is coming from there. Are you able to follow? And why those chapter breaks up, the chapter breakup is given for the casual reader. For the one who's reading it for the first time, for the casual reader, he will understand the topic divisions, the chapter divisions came. And then topic divisions has come now, isn't it? Future la verse division will come, I think. Yeah, verse by verse we have to divide. Aprom word by word, adukaprom Bhagavad Gita ve irukadu, isn't it? He will say forget it. Pralaya will take care of everything, and then after the pralaya is over, we will revisit the whole thing afresh. Maybe he will start. So Arjuna is going to ask a question. And for that question, Krishna gives that is Vishwarupa Darshana Yoga. Okay. What did he conclude at 10th chapter? How did he conclude chapter 10? The last verse that he concluded confused Arjuna. We don't have the confusion, but Arjuna got confused. We didn't get confused. Arjuna got confused. What is the last verse in chapter 10? Krishna changed the whole thing. First he said, this is me, this is me, this is me, this is me, this is me. He spoke about everything so well. He took about each and every particular object in the creation and said, I am the essence in that particular object. It is me, that is, it is me appearing like this. It is me appearing like this. It is me appearing like this. He has said all this. And then in the last verse, what did he do? He said, I am not in them. They are all in me. He reversed it. First of all, reverse pannarane puriyano anga. First of all, we don't even understand that he reversed it there. He reversed it. Now that he reversed it, what will be the obvious question? What will be the obvious question? Show everything in I am in this, I am in this, I am in this. And then he said, no. I am not in them. They are They are in me. Now, what will be the obvious question? Show me that now. Show me that form now as a Vishwarupa. Do you follow? Chapter 7, the same issue he is bringing. Chapter 9, the same issue is bringing. 10 and 11 also the same. The same issue. For Krishna, it's a big issue. For us, it's not at all. We don't even recognize it. We don't even remember these kind of things are happening in. We don't even remember these kind of things are happening in Bhagavad Gita. So what is he saying now? Show me a Vishwarupa. We need to study a little bit about this Vishwarupa also. What is this word Vishwa and what is this word Rupa? Rupa means. Rupa means form. Rupa means form. Vishwa means the world. Show me the world form. Show me the world form. Huh? Is that what he is asking? That's not what he is. That's not what he is asking. Vishwarupa means the Lord whose very form is the universe itself. Again, Vishwarupa means the Lord whose very form is the universe itself. It means what? Vishwarupa means show me the universal form. Universal form means how everything is in you. He's saying, show me that. If you want to remember God, if you want to meditate on God, you need a form. Go from the basics. If you want to remember God, if you want to think about God, if you want to meditate on God, you need a form. And that form they give. Each and every form has one name. And each and every name, for that form to be stabilized inside you, you have to remember it that many times. You have to remember it that many times. Okay. The boy meets a girl. How quickly the boy remembers the form of the girl and the girl remembers the form of the boy? Do they make any effort at all to remember? In fact, very difficult to மறக்கிறது தான் கஷ்டம், isn't it? Very difficult is to hear. How much ever we hear, why are we not even remembering the form? Because deep down we are not connected with God as yet. Deep down our connections with God hasn't yet happened. Take it or leave it. It is to do with the world and the materialism and sensuality only. How to make this mind turn towards God? Lecture கேட்டுனே இருந்தா மாறுமா? That's what we already said. The gap between what you know and what you are. There is a gap. So what they did, they give a form and then they will give you a form and then they will give you a name to chant. So you have to visualize the particular form and chant the mantra. You have to visualize the particular form and chant the mantra. Correct? We are supposed to do that, isn't it? What is the form of the sun god, that in the morning, afternoon, and evening you pray to remember? Changu Chakra Katapane, Dwaraka Nilayachyuda, Govinda Pundari. So all that is describing the form. Vishnu Sahasranama says, Megashyamam Pitakaushreyavasam Srivatsangam Gausubodhvasitangam Punyo Vedam Pundarikaya Daksham Vishnum Vande Sarvalokaikanaatham. Idalla, all this beauty, all the description, Saundarya Lahari, how beautifully he describes goddess. Now, all this description is for you to visualize and remember. But what do we visualize and remember? Yeah. Namakla the few microns of skin to remember, isn't it? We don't want divine and all. That few microns of skin is what we get attracted to, and we go by. So what do? The form is described, and then after the form, what is taught? A mantra is taught. And for that mantra to Siddhi Adainum Abdinna, you should be able to remember that form 24/7. If you have to remember that form 24/7, what you should say? Technically, it is called Purascharana. Purascharana means you say it again and again and again. You repeat it again and again and again. Mananat trayate iti mantra. That's what you repeat it again and again and again. And how many times? How many times they give the numbers also? Ram Subramanian. The number நீங்க பிராக்டிஸ் பண்றதுக்கு இல்ல, சும்மா கேட்டு வச்சுங்க, இன்ஃபர்மேஷன் மாதிரி நல்லா இருக்கும் கேட்கறதுக்கு இல்லையா? ஞாபகம் வச்சுன்னு பண்ணலாம் கூடாது. And if you start chanting, don't blame. How many times you should do Akshara Laksham? Akshara Laksham. Akshara Laksham no புரியுதா? Akshara means letter. Each and every letter in that mantra should be chanted. Letters. Akshara Laksham. Okay. Abdinna, if you are a beginner level na Akshara Laksham. If you are an advanced student na Akshara Koti. You don't remember that much, you are thinking about the world. That's why the world is so strong that it is not leaving you. You don't know that. You have already done Ashtakshara, not Ashtakshara, thousands and thousands and crores of thoughts that you have deposited about the world. That's why it is not just leaving you at all. And for this 8 crores, you go, Ulova sir, time again the kadikum. Isn't it? 108 get time kadikum matendrathu. Bhaskar. Are you okay till now? That much you have thought about the world already. And each and every thought about the world will have the backing of the past momentum. It's not a new thought. The groove is already there. Each and every thought goes that deep, that penetrating, because you have already made the groove. So, Akshara Laksham Koti times you have thought about the world. And once in a week for 15-20 minutes in a 1.5 hour class, 15-20 minutes here and there, you heard 1 or 2 things about God, and you want? Why I am not changing, sir? If you have to change, Vijay Rangan. Elementary student na Akshara Laksham. Matured student na Akshara Koti. Koti na crore. Are you okay? If a maths sporting, you will get a shock. Now, if you do the math, you will get a heart attack. You will get, isn't it? Ashta Akshara abdinna. Ashta Akshara means Ashta Akshara abdinna. Thola times solno 8 lakhs times solno. Ashtakshara எடுத்துக்கிட்டீங்கன்னா, what you should say 8 lakh times. Advanced student mature ஆனா Shankar advanced student mature ஆனா என்ன சொல்லணும்? 8 lakh crores சொல்லணும். பஞ்சாட்சர எடுத்தா into அஷ்டாட்சர எடுத்தா into. And you know what the tradition did? அஷ்டாட்சர பஞ்சாட்சர எல்லாம் விட்டாங்க. They say, do Gayatri. You had it. You will die. Gayatriனா 24 letters. காயத்ரியில எவ்வளவு அக்ஷரம் இருக்கு? 24 letters. அப்படின்னா பிகினிங் லெவல் ஆஃப் ஸ்டூடெண்டே எவ்வளவு வாட்டி சொல்லணும்? 24 lakh டைம்ஸ். அட்வான்ஸ் ஸ்டூடெண்ட்னா 24 crores. ஓகே, 24 lakhsனா ஆவரேஜ் ஒரு நாளைக்கு எவ்வளவு சொல்லணும்? சார் இதே சொல்லியிருந்தா what else do we do? இதே மார்னிங் நூன் அண்ட் நைட் சொல்லியிருந்தா what else do we do? Why do you have to do anything else? சார் இப்படிலாம் பேசினா வேதாந்தா கிளாஸ்லாம் சரிபடாது சார். Yeah, why do you have to do anything else? Other than this, what other purpose you should have in life? Other than this, what other meaning you should have in life? அதுதான் பக்தி யோகா. Only when you come to this height, the gap between what you know and what you are will be bridged. இல்லைன்னா அந்த கேப் எப்படி இருக்கும்? அப்படியே தான் இருக்கும். You will only keep, either you will misunderstand that you have grown already because you have by-hearted a few verses and you can repeat and maybe give a discourse and impress others also with your discourse. You may misunderstand that you have grown, or you will say, sir, இதெல்லாம் practically இல்லை சார், நான் 30 வருஷமா கேட்டுட்டேன், isn't it? Ashaji will say 50 years கேட்டுன்னு இருக்கிறேன், isn't it? Shankar 35 years கேட்டுன்னு இருக்கிறேன், isn't it? Nothing is happening. Why? Because we have not even covered 10,000. We have not even covered 10,000. ஒரு நாளைக்கு ஒரு thought is getting very difficult. Where do we have Ashtara Laksha and Akshara Laksham, Akshara Koti? That many times you have to remember. The mind will slip into the world back. Intellect brings it back. Are you able to follow? The mind will slip back into the world. Thoughts again and again. Attention. It will go there. So what will intellect do now? It should bring it back. It should bring it back. It should bring it back. If you continue to do like this, what will happen? You will be well prepared to receive knowledge. அதெல்லாம் பண்ணிட்டு வந்தாதான் நாலேஜுக்கு வரணும். இன்னைக்கெல்லாம் இது பண்ணுங்கன்னு சொல்றதுக்கே நாலேஜ் இருக்கு. A Upanishadic student means one who has done all that and then come. Akshara Kodi Gayatri சொன்னா what will be the detachment and what will be the vairagya and what will be the, oh gosh, unbelievable it is. Unbelievable growth and penetrative power and strength. Oh my God. There's no mysticism. As you think, so you become. It's not a mystical power. It's all because of your thoughts. In Ashtavakra Gita, he says, Ya matihi sa gatihi. Where all your gati is directed by where your thoughts are going. Gati means the direction. Gati na direction. In a gadiye illa sar enna artham, enna pandradine therilla, direction illama irukken artham, isn't it? Gati means direction. Ya matihi sa gatihi. Ashtavakra Gita. As you think. So that many times if you remember, what will happen? That many times if you remember the God, what will happen? Adveshta sarvabhutanam. Hatred will go. அவ்வளோ வாட்டி பார்க்கணும். அப்பதான் hatred will go. Otherwise, you can't see once, twice, and then go back and nothing works. This way, you see a form of a god. Vishnu Sahasranamana, Vishnu God. Gayatrina, Sun God. Ashtaka Panchaksharana, Shiva. Sri Rama Rama Ramedina, that God. Now, what is Arjuna asking? அதுக்கு ஒரு ஸ்டெப் மேல. What is all this is in chapter 10. What is implied here? Akshara Koti is over. Now he has matured into chapter. Now he is matured into chapter 11. Now, what is the question that he is asking? If you want to have the vision of the Lord as the world itself, what you should do? What you should do? The entire Vishwam you have to see as. If you invite God in the form of Rama, it comes in the form of Rama. Invite God in the form of Shiva, it will come in the form of Shiva. But all this is only the beginner level. What is the next level? The next level is how to invite God in the form of Rama, you can see. In the form of Shiva, you can see. In the form of Muhammad, you can see. In some form, you can see. Now, Vishwarupa is confusing. What is the confusion of Vishwarupa? What is the confusion here? If you invite the Lord to come in the form of the world, what does it mean? What does it mean? Correct, sir. That movie எல்லாம் விஸ்வரூபா வர மாதிரி சொர்றன்னு one big ballooned form will appear, and that is Vishwarupava. What is Vishwarupa? You can never invite God to appear in the Vishwa form. Why? Because it is already that. It is already, God is already in everything. Also, it is not a physical seeing. Another Vishwarupa Darshanla, we need to have this clarity. It is not a in Vibhuti Yoga, it is physical seeing. Are you able to understand the difference? In Vibhuti Yoga, it is physical seeing. In Vishwarupa, it is not physical seeing. That is why Krishna will give him what he calls as Dadami te chakshuhu, he says. I will give you a third eye, Arjuna. I'll give you a third eye. With that eye only, you can see the Vishwarupa. So Vibhuti Yoga is seen through the eyes. What is Vishwarupa? So obviously Vishwarupa is not a form that can be seen through the eyes. If it is not a form that can be seen through the eyes, then what it means? It's an understanding. Here, that is the eye that you develop because of the preparation with which you come. Again, I repeat, an eye that you develop because of the eye that you have developed because of the preparation with which you have come here, you can see the Vishwa. You can see the Vishwa Rupa. Okay. What is the eye? Vishwarupa Darshanati, you need a third eye or special eye one. That's why so many people who doesn't understand all this, they say 11th chapter is mystical form. He just brainwashed or he just hypnotized Arjuna to see a cosmic form. So many interpreters are like that. used to think, how can they even be so dumb in interpreting it like that? But then, those are the interpretations that people buy also. Then what is the eye that is required to see Vishwarupa? Remember, last week I gave this example. And then I said I will connect it also. I gave an example last week. What is the example that I gave last week? Somebody comes and gives you a chocolate. What will you do? You open the wrapper and put it in your mouth because you like sweets. Somebody gives you a laddu. What you will do? You will straight away put it in your mouth. Supposing that person says this is Tirupati laddu, what will you do? What will you do? Appa you will put it in your mouth only. What do you do? What is the difference? The very way you see the laddu has changed. Now laddu is no more a sweet. Laddu is no more a sweet. That eye with which you see the laddu that is purely subjective is called, that eye is required to see Vishwarupa Darshana. Krishna says, I'll give you that vision, Arjuna. So people misunderstand it like what? அது ஏதோ ஒரு ஸ்பெஷல் ஐ கொடுத்தாரு அதனால. So many people ask me, sir, if really Krishna has shown the Vishwarupa Darshana, everybody in the battlefield should have seen that, no? Why only Arjuna saw? So obviously it is hypnotized. Say, yeah, maybe correct. I don't know. I straight away agree with everybody. Anybody comes and talks to me on scriptures, I will not talk. Straight away will agree and say, maybe you are correct. And the angle I'm so dumb, I said, and I'll come over. Vishwarupa means Laddu versus Tirupati Laddu. The moment you call it as Tirupati Laddu, you will not call it as a sweet, you will call it as a prasad. You will call it as a prasad. That seeing is the third eye. That seeing the Laddu as prasad is the third eye. Okay. When will you see that as the third eye? Only if you have had the so much of background thought about Tirupati Balaji as a divine, then only. All this I used to think, as a child I used to think all this. Somebody will come and say, this I got from Badrinath, this sweet I got from Kedarnath, and they will give it to me. That will be like white sugar. It will be like white sugar, small white sugar bar. No feelings will come. Absolutely no feelings will come. Same thing about Balaji Ladduna. Some feelings will come. Then I used to think, oh God, why this? Why this thing? Here we have been drummed in that it is God. There we don't even have any association with. As you think, that which you associate defines your gati. That which you associate defines your gati. That's why we say Sadgati Ponun. They say we all pray for Sadgati, not Durgatim Tata Gacchati. Nahi Kalyana Kritkaschit Durgatim Tata Gacchati. What is that? What determines the Durgati or Sadgati? What you are constantly associating with. And how do you associate with anything? The physical association will never bring a transformation. It is a mental association. So association obviously means purely mental, not physical. For you can sit with a person physically and not have any affection at all towards that person. Are you able to follow? You can work in Balaji temple as the priest. Some of the ladies, they say, because it's so cold inside. It's so cold inside. So, say, how long? I don't see Balaji. I keep talking to these people when I'm going. Hey, how long you're saying here? 4 hours, sir. Very crowd. Waiting when to get out. Ganesh, you go all the way to say there, and that fellow is waiting to get away from there. Are you able to follow? It means all of us are trying only one thing. What? Wanting to run away. அவ்வளவுதான். இது என்ன பெரிய டிவைன் இது? I can run to a movie theater or I can run to a place. What difference does it make? Because where I am, I can't see divine. Where I am, I can't be happy. I need to go somewhere elsewhere. அதனாலதான் சார் நியூ பிளேஸ் we should go, no? New places we should go, no? You think we do. Are you able to follow? What is that? What is that Divya Chakshu that he is going to give? Whoever has remembered God so many times, Akshara Laksham or Akshara Koti, whoever has done that much of work will remember. சும்மா கிளாஸ்ல உட்காந்து லாஜிக்கலா அனலைஸ் பண்ணில இருந்தாலும் வராது. வெங்கடாச்சலம் அப்படிலாம் பண்ணியிருந்தாலும் nothing will happen. We will become a better professor. அவ்வளவுதான். No personality change will happen. For personality change, the gap between what you know and what you are Akshara Laksham or Akshara Koti. But sir, Sanjaya also has seen, no? Sanjaya also saw, no? Yeah, obviously Sanjaya is qualified to see. He will see. Why? Because the very word Samjayam, well controlled. Obviously Sanjaya will see. You and me will not see. Duryodhana will, nobody will see. Sanjaya will see. Even if Arjuna wasn't shown, Sanjaya would have seen. Why? Because Samjaya means well controlled. Jaya means victorious, well controlled. What is the victory that he has achieved? The senses and the mind. A person who has got the full control over the senses and the mind obviously will see the Vishwarupa. Are you able to follow? So Vishwarupa, don't take it as a balloon. Abdi cinema kaatra madri, don't think it like that. Not that kind of a Vishwarupa. That is not Vishwarupa. That is somebody's fantasy. That is somebody's imagination. What is Vishwarupa actually is? The entire creation is an infinitesimal portion in Brahman. That's how we concluded 42. What did he say in 42? Of what use is this glories to you, Arjuna? For all these glories that I spoke about, the universe, the multiverse universe, whatever it is, it's all one tiny portion of my being. So what will obviously Arjuna want to know now? The rest. Obviously Arjuna will want to know the rest. For if you want to know the rest, you need a special vision. In the eyes order, adu paaka mudiyadhu. You need a special eye. That special eye, Krishna says, I grant you that eye. Why we call it as the third eye? Because the third eye is purely a subjective eye depending on your background. The third eye is purely a subjective eye depending on the preparations that you have done to reach here. Are you able to follow? See, if you take the laddu, chemical analysis la prasadam varuma enna? If you do the chemical analysis of the laddu, will there be an entity called God in that? Are you able to follow? Similarly, you take the world and do the chemical analysis of the world. Will there be divine in that? Therefore, people say there is no such thing called there, because analyze panna theriyanume sir, isn't it? You take the laddu and you analyze. What will you do? Lab ku eduthu pona, this is Tirupati laddu because idhula divine irukudhu, add plus divine nu solli report kudupangala. What report will they give about the ordinary laddu and the Tirupati laddu? Both are one and the Same. Both are one and the same. அதுக்கு பேர் தான் நாஸ்திக. That is called நாஸ்திக. Are you able to follow now? எல்லாம் சேம், அதுக்கு பேர் நாஸ்திக. Asti, so the person who has done this, Akshara Laksham, Akshara Koti and all, says, no, there is the third. There is something extra. What is that something extra? It's not just the laddu, it's the divine laddu. Prasad means it is divinized. Are you able to follow? Each and everything in life should be treated as prasad because everything has been divinized. Adu Vishwarupa Darshana. You have to follow now what does Vishwarupa Darshana means. Next week only I'll go into the verse and all. Today I just wanted to make you understand what is the word Vishwarupa means. Don't take it like a huge cosmic form where everything will, it's not like that. The world, the creation has something more which is not scientifically detectable. In the lab, you cannot go and detect it and find it. In fact, so many things you cannot find in the lab, but it exists, isn't it? You take love and detect it in the scientific lab. What is love? What is love? Just this hormone, some chemical things. அதுக்கு போய் இவ்வளோ drama பண்றீங்க? What a drama you are creating just for some hormonal things. Change your hormones, it's gone. Big drama you make this love and sacrifice and all. Because where is it shown in the lab? But then it exists. Whether you like it or not, you may not agree. Because you don't agree, law doesn't change. That's why it's called the law. Are you able to follow? Another example. You see a beautiful piece of art. Scientific lab எடுத்துன்னு போனா என்ன இருக்கும் அதுல? மெட்டீரியல் காஸ்ட், லேபர் காஸ்ட், அவ்வளவுதான். ஒரு பியூட்டிஃபுல் பீஸ் ஆஃப் ஆர்ட் இருக்குது. வாட் இஸ் த பிரைஸ்? 25 crores. வாட்? நான் பில்டிங்க்கு கேட்கல சார், இந்த பெயிண்டிங் காஸ்ட் கேட்கிறேன். ஆனா உங்களுக்கும் சேர்த்து பில்டிங்கா கேட்கிறேன். ஒரு பெயிண்ட் 25 crores. You'll get a heart attack, isn't it? One paint 25 crores? Rubbish it is. Take it to the lab and analyze. Will lab justify the 25 crores? Whether lab can justify it or not, in reality, it exists. Are you able to follow? That vision, that third eye is very important. That third eye is very important. பட் சார் அந்த தேர்ட் ஐ வந்து எனக்கு பிடிச்ச விஷயத்துல மட்டும் தேர்ட் ஐ வச்சுக்கிறேன். ஆர்ட் பிடிச்சா ஆர்ட்ல வச்சுக்கிறேன், மியூசிக் பிடிச்சா மியூசிக்ல வச்சுக்கிறேன், பணம் பிடிச்சா பணத்துல வச்சுக்கிறேன். ஆனா ஹேட்ரட், செல்ஃபிஷ்னஸ் இதெல்லாம் ஐ வில் நாட் கெட் ரிட் ஆஃப். மை செல்ஃபிஷ்னஸ், மை அட்டாச்மெண்ட், மை ஹேட்ரட், ஆல் தட் ஐ வில் நாட் கெட் ரிட் ஆஃப், சார். And then you will come and ask how to be peaceful. And then you will come and ask, இதெல்லாம் விடமாட்டேன். But I want to know how to be peaceful. நைட்டு படுத்தா தூக்கமே வர மாட்டேன்றது சார். சரி பகல்ல தூங்குங்க, பகல்லையும் தூக்கம் வர மாட்டேன்றது. Isn't it? You can't get sleep in the night. You can't get sleep in the day. Sometime you should sleep, no? Isn't it? He wants us to have a much extraordinary vision of the divine. That is Vishwarupa Darshana Yoga. Because Vibhuti Yoga made it look very narrow. Even though it was extraordinary, it made it look very narrow, and Krishna upset it in verse number 42. So obviously, what will he do now? He'll ask us. Are you able to follow? In chapter 7, he said, no. In chapter 7, he said it. Apo, we studied that in detail. Rasoham apsu kaunteya, he said. I am in the I am in the water, I am in the sun, I am in the moon. So when you are entering the river, what will you do? When you are when you enter the ocean, you don't rush. What will you do there? First you pray because it is divine. You don't, and then you jump and swim, surf, all that he is not saying don't do. But before you touch it, the very worshipping is what is divinizing it. Are you able to follow? It means what? The association with divine. It's called Ishvara Sambandha. Technically, it's called Ishvara Sambandha. Ishvara Sambandha means everything is associated with divine, and this association with the divine has to be Nityam. Has to be, this association with the divine has to be Nityam. It has to be permanent. This permanent Ishvara vision cannot be seen in a form. You need to have a third eye. You need to have a third. Are you able to follow now? You need to have a third eye. Therefore, conclusion. Vishwarupam is not another form of God like Rama or Krishna. Rama, Krishna, mottama போட்டு ஒரு ஃபார்ம் போட்டு அது விஸ்வரூபா கிடையாது. You follow? Because people misunderstand Vishwarupam is another Rupam. Because the word Rupam is there, no? So obviously they will tend to think what is there. No. Vishwarupa Darshana. Vishwarupa Vibhuti Yoga. This chapter is beautifully called Vishwarupa Darshana Yoga. A different darshan means a different eye. That's called darshan means not only seeing it with the two fleshy eyes, you see it with the eye of understanding. When something is seen with the eye of understanding, that is called darshan. Isn't it? That's why traditionally we say, you will never say, I visited a temple. You will say, I had a darshan. We will never say, I visited the Guru. I had the darshan of the Guru, we will say. Why? We will not say, I visited Guru. You will not say that. We will say darshan. Because darshan means that two eyes plus that extra eye. The two eyes plus that extra. What is that plus extra? The eye of understanding. It's called Jnana Chakshu. Divyam Dadamite Chakshu. He is going to say all that. When we enter into chapter, we will see all that. So all that you have to understand for today is what? Vishwarupa is not another form of God. Vishwarupam means a change of vision. Vishwarupam means a change of your, it's a perspective change. It's a change of the vision, not seeing something grossly. That is called Vishwa. It's called Vishwarupam. Otherwise, what will happen to Vishwarupam? It will be there for 2 minutes and then it will disappear. That is not Vishwarupam. That which can stay only for 2 minutes and then disappearing is not Vishwarupam. That which stays there for a while and disappearing is Maya. I had the vision of God for 2 minutes, sir. And the particular God disappeared. That's Maya. Because that which appears and disappears is Maya. Akshara Laksham. Akshara Kotilam Padna, what will happen? Isn't it? It will be, you will have such a clear, you will have an eye. You will see the divine everywhere. Ya pashyati, sa pashyati. That's why he says, that vision that I have developed through all this, Arjuna, I cannot lend you that vision. Because Arjuna comes back and asks the same question. Bhuti Yoga Sulyachi, Vishwarupa Darshana Sulyachi, Bhakti Yoga Sulyachi, Ella Sulimushna, Arjuna will come back and ask the same question, for which he gives a bit to Ya pashyati, sa pashyati. He who sees it. That's why in English also they say, should have the eye to see it, no? What is the eye to see it? Should have an eye, no? What? Eye, isn't it? All of us have the eye, no? But you should have the eye, no? You develop that eye. That I comes through knowledge and understanding. And knowledge and understanding is that which convinces you of the importance of the practice. Carefully remember this. Knowledge and understanding is that which convinces you of the practice. What is the practice? Akshara Laksham, Akshara. When I heard that, long time when I heard that, I started making it to math pota. Ome vechikalaame, isn't it? Ome kashtam. 3 lakh you have to say because oh my God. It sounds so difficult. Why? Because that is not yet our vision, that's not yet our interest, that's not yet our priority. If something is appearing very difficult, means it's not your priority. That's all. ரொம்ப கஷ்டமா இருக்குது சார். Mind is not at all cooperating. Now, what does it mean? It's not your. That's why I asked, is your mind cooperating in some area at least? Yes, sir. It means what? That is your priority, obviously. Where your mind, where it, obviously it will cooperate there because that's your priority. How did it become your priority? That much you have thought about it. That many thoughts you have deposited. And you didn't know that you deposited so many thoughts. Aneka janma. It's not that, it's not this janma alone. Imagine Akshara Koti times about the world, Aneka janma. Prasad, inna varudhu nilame. Akshara Koti times about the world multiplied by Bahunam Janmanam. ஒரு கிளாஸ்ல உட்கார்ந்துட்டு சார் இட் இஸ் நாட் ஒர்க்கிங் ஹவு இட் வில் ஒர்க் isn't it? How it will work? It will not work. Why? Because the knowledge is not convincing you of the practice. The knowledge is not educating you on the. You are not gaining the knowledge because if you are gaining the knowledge means the knowledge would have taught you the importance of the practice. Are you able to follow? Vishwarupa Darshana Yoga. Another unique chapter. Another complication this chapter in 10 and 11 at least 10 la you can come up with some logic and all that. 11 la absolutely no logic because divine has no logic. Divinity doesn't fit under your logic. That is the problem. Ramatirtha says change your logic because it's the problem of your logic, he said. Under which logic laddu will turn into a prasad? Under what logic the laddu will change into prasad? Any logic? Or it has its own logic? Vishwarupa Darshana has to be seen a very unique perspective, a very unique logic that we are going to see in this chapter. So what do we do in this chapter? Chanting style mariru. Most of the shlokas, the meter itself will be changed a lot. And it's a different vision. It's a totally different vision. Arjuna gets scared. He said, no, I don't want that form. Show me my form that I am imagining. Un form la naan kekra form ki neeva, he said. Come to the form that I want you. Don't come in your form. Come in the form that you want. There is a story about this great saint. A devotee of that saint will not have lunch without having darshan of the saint. And he will not have food that day. That's the practice he had. He was getting old and all that. He couldn't visit. So he wasn't eating, or rarely he drinks, he sips 2-3 drops of water and feels so guilty. So somebody came and told the saint that this man is suffering. So he said, okay, ask him to come and meet me tomorrow. This man comes to meet me tomorrow. So he told him, don't worry. Every day, 12:30, I will visit your house. Don't worry. Lunchtime, I will come to your house every day. What is your problem? I will come, he said. He's very happy. So from 12 o'clock, he's opening the door and waiting. 12 o'clock, the house doors are open and he's waiting for the saint to come. 12:30, a dog came. He chased the dog away. Saint didn't come. Next day, again, something else come. Saint didn't come. Third day, again, something else came. A beggar came. But all forms came except one thing. What? The saint. So he went back to the saint crying, you cheated me. All saints cheat. Narayana. No, I don't know why they. You cheated me. He says, you cheated me. You said you are coming. The saint said, I came, but you drove me away, he said. I came, but you chased me away. What can I do? What do you mean you came? When did you come? 12:30, no. The dog, no. I am the dog. Next day, the lady came, no. I was that lady. Listing it out. Man said, oh, I'm sorry, please. From tomorrow, come. He said, forget it. In whatever form I come, you will not recognize me, he said. Forget it. For in any form that I come, you will not recognize me. Why? Because you are so stuck to your way of seeing God, not seeing God. You are not interested in God. You are interested in your way of seeing God. What is your way of seeing God? Somewhere in your head, you got a bug that I am a saint. And your vision of God is what? Only in this form. Vishwarupa means what now? Vishwarupa means what? Whoever comes and knocks at the door at 12:30, that is God. That is that Guru. That is that saint. Are you able to follow? That vision is what Vishwarupa Darshana Yoga. Beautiful is this chapter. Explaining, I said 7th chapter, I am in the world, I am not in the world along. I said, when I go to chapter 10, we will read the same thing. When I go to chapter 11, I said we will read the same thing. I remember saying this. This is how we read the same thing. Not again and again and again, with so much of reinforcement. So much of reinforcement means so many thoughts you have deposited and so much of benefit you get. This is Vishwarupa Darshana Yoga introduction. இது ஒரு மிஸ்லேனியஸ்ல போட்டுறதுங்க. Yeah. This is Vishwarupa Darshana Yoga. From next week, we will move into the verses.